point is.
Yeah, that's brilliant. And so your evolution now from the show is obviously we're both on Luminary, the new podcast platform. What's your show on Luminary gonna focus on?
It's a call-in show. So anybody from around the world can call in and dial a 1-800 number and speak directly to me to get advice on the issues, on the relationship issues they're having in their life. So whether it's the relationship with themselves or a relationship with their mother, their father, their boyfriend, their girlfriend, whomever, I'm there to support them.
Focus primarily on relationships.
Yeah, I mean, because everything comes down to the relationship either you have with yourself or with someone else. And I think at the core, if you can figure that out, then you'll be better. Something that my castmate Anthony, who's one of the first guests on my podcast, said that his therapist said to him, which I've been taking and running with, is that if it's hysterical, it's historical. And I just love that. Like, if you're acting out of character, that's because some relationship with yourself or with someone else at some point in your life was damaged, and now you're feeling triggered in another situation. And it's like, how can you do the work to follow those breadcrumbs back to that relationship so that you can do the work and then you can start to heal? And that's what I do on Queer Eye. I have 4 days to get to the emotional core, follow those breadcrumbs and say, okay, this is what the issue is. Now let's fix this. So now you can continue to cut your hair, continue to clean your house, continue to stop making your child be the boss, things of that nature.
Yeah. I think that another thing I enjoy about that show is it seems to create a loving, nurturing environment in which it feels like it's safe to change. Now, as you venture out into this new area, what do you think the challenges will be when dealing with some of the complexity around mental health? Obviously, with the experience you have in counseling and as a therapist, you will know. Psychotherapist.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like my own experience of it as a recipient of psychotherapy is that it's really arduous, long journey, complicated.
Yeah.
How do you deal with the challenge of some of the complexity of the people you deal with and the limitations of the media that you work in?
Sure. So I always tell people when they call, the first thing is that there's a brick wall up for them. And all I'm doing is helping them to punch a big enough hole in that brick wall that they start to believe that they can tear down the rest of the wall themselves. And after they believe that, then it's helping them to realize that there are other resources in front of them or around them, counselors, therapists, friends, family members who are there to support them and helping them to understand that. So my job is never to solve their issues on one phone call because that'd be unrealistic. But if they can believe that they've now gotten the tools to see a brighter day, to see a better future for themselves, then that's where the first step starts to a journey of happiness and healthiness. And I think that's key. But also within that conversation, I give them solutions. So just in case they start to splatter, bricks back into that hole I bust through, they now can, in their own home, say, oh, I don't want that little space to go. I might not be doing the work to break down the rest of this wall, but I don't want that space to go. So I'm going to use the tools that Karamo has given me so that way I can keep at least that little hole open so that I can believe that I can change fully one day, because that's all it's about.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.